Great day, Star Lewisians. Welcome to the 6th week of our video discussion. Last week, you have learned that slope is the measure of the inclination or the stiffness of a certain line. It is always denoted by the lowercase m. We can get the slope of a line given the graph, 2 points, or the equation. And here are the following steps. For identifying the slope given the graph of the equation, always remember the formula m is equal to rise over run. And here are the following steps. First, you have to count the rise or the number of the units going up. Second, count the run or the number of units going left or right. And lastly, you have to divide the rise and the run. Whatever is the answer, that is the value of the slope. Second, in identifying the slope given 2 points of a certain equation, you have to use the formula m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And here are the following steps. First, you have to designate your x sub 1 and y sub 1 and your x sub 2, y sub 2. Second, you substitute now the given to the formula. And lastly, do not forget to simplify your answer. For identifying the slope given an equation, you will use now the formula m is equal to negative a over b. The first step that you need to follow is that you have to write the equation of the line in standard form. And the standard form is ax plus by is equal to c. Second is determine the values of the coefficients of a and b. And lastly, you are going to substitute the values to the formula m is equal to negative a over b. For this week, you are ready to explore linear equations in two variables under the forms of linear equations. You shall discover the concept of slope-intercept form and intercept form. Have fun in learning.
Lewisians, last time we discussed how to find the slope of the given line. So this time we shall be dealing on what would be the forms of linear equations. How do you write linear equation? Is it in a standard form? Is it in a general form? Is it in the slope-intercept form? Or is it in the intercept form? So for this week, we shall be dealing on what would be the forms of linear equation. And what are those? So we have here the forms of linear equations. We all know for a fact that the linear equation has a degree of 1. So meaning to say that it has 1 as the highest exponent of the variable x. But since we are dealing with forms, so we have already the two variables. We have your x and y variable. So we have your dependent and independent variable. So here we have the standard form. And what is the standard form of linear equation? It says here it is ax plus by is equal to c. Remember the position of your x and your y. So here your ax should come first before your y. And it followed by the equal sign, and it will have your c. Your c here, class, is the constant, meaning it is a number without a variable. I'll repeat. We have your ax plus by is equal to c. Your ax should come first before your by. And your a, b, and c are numbers, are real numbers. A, b, and c are real numbers, but the sign of your a must always be positive. Okay, I'll repeat. The standard form of linear equation is ax plus by is equal to c. Your plus here can be minus, but here in the ax, your a should always be positive. And your b, it can be a positive or it can be a negative. And your c, it can also be a positive or a negative, and it can also be 0. But in your ax, your a should not be equal to 0, and it should not be equal to negative. If in that case, we are going to do something to make your A be positive. Let's have example. 3x plus 4y is equal to 5. Let's check the position. Is your 3x would come first before your 4y? Yes. And after the equal sign is the constant. Therefore, this is in terms of the standard form. Let's have another. 9x minus 12y is equal to 7. Let's check again. 9x comes first before your 12y. And after your 12y, we have your equal sign and we have a constant number. So it is in standard form. Let's have another one. 7x plus y is equal to negative 8. So 7x comes first before your y and it would be negative 8. Now take note on the examples given. Your 3 here is positive, your 9 here is also positive, and your 7 here is positive. So take note that in a standard form, your ax, your a term must always be positive. And the constant number should be placed after the equal sign. Okay, let's have, how do you write equations in standard form? What if the equation is not written in standard form and we are going to write it in a standard form? Remember, your standard form is ax plus by is equal to c. So your ax comes first before your by, and after your by is the equal sign, and you have your constant number. Let's have number 1. 5x is equal to 4y plus 7. In our given a while ago, we have your ax plus by equals c. So your by and your ax should be placed before the equal sign. And your c should be placed after the equal sign. So what shall we do here? Your y here is after the equal sign. So we will need to remove your y here. So we transfer your y before the equal sign. So what would happen now? Okay, so your 4y, you transfer it to the left side, so it would become minus. So 5x minus 4y, and then you leave your 7 here on the right. Why? Because your c is always placed after the equal sign, and your ax and your by are placed before the equal sign. So what is the standard form now? We have your 5x minus 4y equals 7. Why it became minus? Because you transferred your 4y to the left. And in transferring, you need to change the sign. Okay, let's have number 2. 23x plus 8y minus 15 equals 0. Now, what is your c? It's negative 15. So we need to transfer your negative 15 after your 0. But your 23x and your 8y, we are not going to transfer them anymore because they are found before the equal sign. So, let's see what would happen now. Okay, so we have here 23x plus 8y, your negative 15 to be transferred to the right, so it would become positive 15. So what is the written standard form? It's 23x plus 8y equals 15. Okay, let's have another one. Number 3 example, y equals 2x minus 6. Now, here in the example, this is your left and this is your right. And we have here your equal sign. In the standard, your left should be your ax and your by, and your right should be your c. But here in our example, number 3, your 2x is placed at the right. So what shall we do now? We are going to transfer your 2x to the left. So what would happen? Okay, so in transferring or in transposing the position, we need to change the sign. So from positive, it would become negative. Okay, because you transferred it to the other side. So it would become now negative 2x plus y, we just copied your y because your y is already on the left part, okay? Equals negative 6. But like what I've said a while ago, your a should not be equal to negative. So what shall we do now to remove your negative? So we multiply both sides of the equation by negative 1, or we divide both sides of the equation by negative 1. So multiplying now therefore by negative 1 both sides of the equation, we are just going to distribute. So negative 1 times negative 2x, then negative 1 times y, and then we have negative 1 times negative 6. So what would happen? Negative 1 times negative 2, it would become positive 2x. And negative 1 times positive y, it would become negative y. And negative 6 times negative 1, it would become positive 6. Now let us check. Is it already in the standard form? Yes, because your 2x and your y are placed at the left of the equal sign, and your 6 is placed at the right of the equal sign. So, the standard form of y equals 2x minus 6 is now equal to 2x minus y is equal to positive 6. Okay, let's have another example. 3y plus 8x minus 10 equals 6x plus 10. Now, remember, there are two x's that you can see here. So, what shall we do? We remove 1. By how? We are going to use addition of combined or of like terms. Okay? So let's have this one now. Your 8x and your 6x are like terms. They have the same variable. Okay? So we need to combine them, applying the rules on integers. Okay? So what would happen? 3y plus 8x, your 6x should be placed on the left. Kasi in 8x plus by, your x is on the left of the equal sign. So we transfer your 6x on the left, and then what would happen? Your negative 10, you transfer it also on the right. So it would become now 2 plus 10. So from negative, it will be changed into positive. Okay? So, combining like terms, 3y plus 8x minus 6x, and then 2 plus 10. Combining further, it would become 3y plus 2x. Why 2x? Because 8 minus 6 is 2, then copy your x. Then 2 plus 10 is equal to 12. Now, let's check. Are the positions of your x and your y already also is, or I should say, are the positions of your x and y using now your ax plus by correct? Let's check. No, right? Because your 2x is found after your y. So we need to transfer your 2x. But in transferring your 2x, need not to change the sign. Why? Because we did not jump from equal sign. Okay? So we just transfer. We have 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. I repeat, I did not change the sign of 2x. Why? Because I did not jump in the equal sign. Okay? I did not jump in the equal sign. That's why I did not change the sign of 2x. Kumbaga, pinalitan ko lang yung position nilang dalawa. So kung ikaw at ako at ikaw, nag-change lang tayo ng position. Hindi tayo nag-jump sa equal sign. So, meaning to say, hindi tayo mag-change ng sign. Okay? So, we have now 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. Okay, let's have another one. Number 5. Y equals 5 third x minus 6. Oh. Anong pagkakaiba nito dun sa iba? Here, there is a denominator 3. Okay? Your A and your B must be whole numbers. Okay? Your A must be and B must be whole numbers, but your A should not be equal to 0. And your A should always be a positive. Okay? So what shall we do to remove your 3 now? Tanggalin natin si kabit na 3. Diba? Ang lahat naman ng kabit ay tinatanggal. Diba? So tanggalin natin si kabit na 3. Paano natin tanggalin si kabit na 3? Okay? Let's check. Y equals 5 over 3x minus 6. So, we multiply both sides of the equation by 3. So, kung tatanggalin natin si kabit na 3, syempre, siya na mismo ang ating tanggalin. Hindi naman natin pwedeng tanggalin yung iba kasi siya lang si kabit. Okay? So, tanggalin natin si kabit na 3. Since nasa denominator siya, so, imumultiply natin siya. Okay? On both sides of the equation. So, 3 times your y, it would become now 3y. Then, 3 times 3 over x, it would become 5x. Kasi, pag tinanggal mo si kabit na 3 now, dyan, si 5x na lang ang natira. And then, 6 times 3 is equal to 18. So, it would become 3y equals 5x minus 18. Pero, ang partner ni 5x ay hindi si y. So, anong gagawin natin? Pag-partnerin natin silang dalawa sa pamamagitan ng mag-jump tayo sa equal sign. So, pag mag-jump tayo sa equal sign, mag-change ng sign. So, magiging negative 5x plus 3y equals negative 18. So, what would happen now? Since your negative 5x is negative, therefore, we need to remove the negative. And again, we multiply both sides of the equation by negative 1. Okay, so it would become like this. Negative 1 times negative 5x, then negative 1 times 3y, then negative 1 times negative 18, it would become now 5x minus 3y equals 18. Bakit naging minus 3y? Kasi negative 1 times positive 3y is negative. So let's check. Is it already in this form? ax plus by is equal to c. Yes, it's correct. ax, then by, and then c. Remember, yung gitna na sign dito ay hindi lagi negative. Pwede rin siya positive. Pero yung sign ng number sa x ay always positive. Okay. Now, let's move to another form. We have your slope-intercept form. From the word slope-intercept form, my dear students, your given would be the slope and would be the intercept. But this intercept here is the y-intercept. Okay, so here is the form. Y equals mx plus b. So here, your slope is your m, and your y-intercept is your p. Kaya siya tinawag na slope-intercept. Kasi yung m is the slope, and your p is the y-intercept. So, si constant dito is the y-intercept, at yung numerical coefficient ng x, yung ax natin, is already the slope. Okay? So, let's help. Find the equation of the line given by the following. The slope is equal to 3 and the y-intercept equals 7. So since the slope and the y is given, we need to follow the form y equals mx plus b. So substitute si m. Okay, naging 3 na siya. So 3x. I-substitute si b, naging 7. So we have now y equals 3x plus 7. And we change it into standard form. So magiging, si 3 na ngayon, ililipat natin, mag-change sa equal sign. Okay, so magiging negative 3x plus y equals 7. Pero dapat si 3 ay always positive. So mag-multiply both sides of the equation again by negative 1. So magiging negative 1 sa kabila, negative 1 din sa kabila. So, we distribute. Negative 1 times negative 3x, negative 1 times positive y, then negative 1 times positive 7. Multiplying them further, it would become positive 3x minus y equals negative 7. So, it is already in this form. ax plus by is equal to C. Remember, your B can be positive or negative, but your A should not be negative. It's always positive. Okay, let's have number 2 example. Your M is equal to negative 8, the slope is negative 8, and the y-intercept is 12. So, we substitute the formula. So, we have negative 8x plus 12. So, si 8, ililipat natin sa kabila kasi nasa right siya ngayon, ililipat sa left. Okay? So, left is equal to right. The position of your x and your y should be on the left. And what is written only on the right? It's your 12. Okay? So, itong negative 8x, ililipat natin. So, magiging 8x plus y equals 12. So, nasa standard form na siya. Next, number 3. The slope is negative 3/4 and the y-intercept is 2. Okay. In the standard form, your A should not be a fraction. It is always a whole number. So, we need to substitute. Y equals mx plus b. Substitute it further. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 2. Okay? But here 4, we need again to remove your kabit na 4. So, what shall we do? We multiply both sides of the equation by 4. Okay? So, whatever the denominator here, whatever the kabit here, yun ang idadagdag natin at yun din ang ating tatanggalin. Okay? So, multiply it both sides of the equation by 4. Sa kabila din, may 4. So, distribute 4 times y, and then 4 times negative 3/4 x, then 4 times 2. Okay? So, magiging 4y. Kasi 4 times y is 4y. Paano naging negative 3x na lang na to? Kasi, nung i-multiply natin yung 4 sa negative 3/4, tanggalin si kabit na 4 at saka si 4, ang natira ay si negative 3. But 4 times 2, this must be equal to 8. I'll repeat. This must be equal to 8. Okay? This must be 8. So, magiging 4y equals negative 3x plus 8. That must be 8. It's not 2. Okay? So, this must be 8. Okay? 3x plus 4y is equal to 8. Kasi si negative 3, transfer natin, nag-jump sa equal sign, nagiging 3x. Then just copy 4y, and then is equal to 8. I'll repeat, this must be 8 kasi you need to multiply 4 and 2, so that is 8. Okay? Let's have another one. The slope is 6/5 and the y-intercept is 1/5. Okay, distribute 6/5 x plus 1/5. Multiplying or dividing both sides by 5, I should say. Multiplying both sides by 5. So, bakit 5 ang minultiply natin? Kasi ang denominator ng dalawa ay 5. So, ang kabit ni 6 ay 5. Ang kabit ni 1 ay 5. So, 5 ang i-multiply natin both sides. So, multiplying further, 5 times y, 5y. 5 times 6/5, then 5 times 1/5, it would become 6x plus 1. Now, si 6x ay magkatabi lagi kay y kasi nga they belong together. At si 1 ay lagi nasa after ng equal sign. So, therefore, i-transfer natin si 6x sa left. So, pag transfer si 6x sa left, magiging negative 6x. At si 5y ay kokopyahin lang, si 1 din ay kokopyahin lang. Okay? So, magiging negative 6x plus 5y equals 1. But then, like what I've said a while ago, your x numerical should not be negative. It will always be positive. So, let's do it. Okay, multiply both sides by negative 1. Yan. So, i-distribute na ngayon natin. Negative 1 times negative 6, negative 1 times positive 5. Then, negative 1 times positive 1. So, magiging Positive 6x minus 5y equals negative 1. Okay, let's have another one. The slope is 0 and the b is 25. Y equals mx plus b. Change, we have 0x plus 25. Now, why is it that we place 0 here as the numerical of x? Because your 0 is a slope here. 0 is a slope. Remember that a slope can be positive, can be negative, it can be 0, and it can be undefined. That's why we place 0 here. But in the linear equation, remember that your a should not be equal to 0. But here in the example, your m can be 0 because your m here is the slope, not the numerical coefficient of your x. So what would happen now? So 0x plus y equals 25. So it would become y equals 25. Bakit nawala na si x? Kasi nga 0 times x ay x. Okay? So tanggalin nyo lagi si x, lagi present minded kayo, lagi futuristic kayo. So kung may mga excess kayo, halimbawa may mga difficulties kayo in life, always remove those difficulties in life and always move on. Yan ang tinuturo ng ating mathematics. Whatever excess you have, you remove them and be futuristic and just move on. Gawin nyo kung ano ang dapat. Okay? So you see what is or how beautiful is mathematics in real life application. Okay, let's have the intercepts form. We have here your x over a plus y over p is equal to 1. Your a here is the x-intercept and your b here is the y-intercept. So, the two intercepts are given. We have your x-intercept and your y-intercept. Ma'am, lagi bang 1 ito? Yes, it is always 1. Okay? So, what would happen now? Let's have example. Your x-intercept is 4 and y-intercept is 3. So, it would become x over a plus y over p equals 1. Ma'am, bakit hindi po yung isang form ang ating nilagay? It's because the given here are the x and the y-intercept. So, class, remember, kung ano ang given, mag-stick kayo sa given. Okay? Mag-stick kayo yun. Kumbaga, parang sa love life lang yan. You stick to one. So, I mean to say, you stick on that form. Okay? You stick on that form. Kung ano yung form na binigay ko at kung ano ang given ko, yun ang gagamitin ninyo. Okay? So, magiging x over 4 plus y over 3 is equal to 1. So, ma'am, bakit 12 ang minultiply natin? Kasi, ang ating LCD ay 12 kasi 4 times 3 is 12. Then, multiply both sides by 12. So, magiging, or you know what class, I can give you the shortcut way after this, okay? I'll give you the shortcut way para mas mabilis kayo. At just a click of your hand, of your finger, you can get the correct answer, okay? I'll give you the shortcut way afterwards. But here, I'll do the long method kasi parang sa life yan. Hindi ka pwedeng maging mayaman kung hindi ka maghihirap. Okay? Not all things can be done in a shortcut way. You need to do the process. Kaya tinuturo ko muna yung process. Mamaya na lang yung shortcut. Okay? So, magiging multiply both sides by 12. So, we have 12 times x over 4, then 12 times y over 3, then 12 times 1. So, magiging 12 divided by 4 is 3. Kaya 3x. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Kaya 4y. Then 12 times 1 is 12. So it's already in that form, in the standard form. Okay, I'll give you the shortcut way class. This is how you do it. We have your x over 4, okay, plus 1 y over 3 equals 1. You do the cross multiplication. So 3 times y, 3 times x, I could say 3x. Then y times 4 plus 4y. And then, multiply 1 times 3 times 4, we have 12. O, diba? Ang bilis. So, 3x plus 4y equals 12. O, ulitin ko yung ginawa ko kanina, 3 times x, 3x. Y or 4 times y, 4y. Then 1 times 3 times 4, we have 12. So we have 3x plus 4y is equal to 12. Okay? So remember the shortcut way. Okay? Next example. Next example. A is equal to 6 and B is equal to 2. So let's have now x over A plus y over B equals 1. X over 6 plus y over 9 equals 1. So, we multiply both sides by 18. Ma'am, bakit 18? Ma'am, bakit hindi 54? Kasi, ano ang LCD ng 6 and 9? So, 6, 12, 18. 9, 18. What is the common? It's 18. Okay? So, we have now, multiply both sides by 18. 18 times x, 18x. Divided by 6. Then 18 times y. Then divided by 9. And then 18 times 1. So we have now 3x plus 2y equals 18. Let's do the shortcut. We have x over 6 plus y over 9 is equal to, y over 9 is equal to 1. Okay, so magiging 9 times x, 9x plus 6y equals 54. But you can divide both sides by 3. Okay, 3. So 9 divided by 3, we have 3x. Then 6 divided by 3, we have 2y. Is equal to 18. Okay, so that's the shortcut way. But it's up to you, class. It's up to you on how to answer it. You can use the long method or you can use the shortcut way. It's up to you. Kasi sa buhay naman natin depende sa tao yan. Pwedeng mag-shortcut siya, but in the end, ano nangyayari, di ba? So always, as long as you are not deviating from the rule, you are not deviating from the rule of mathematics, you are not giving a sin in the mathematics, then you can get the correct answer. So it's in the shortcut or in the long method, as long as you are on the right track, you are in the right way, you are in the right manner of doing it, then you will get the correct answer. Okay, let's have number 3 example. A equals 5 and B equals negative 1. So we have x over A plus y over B equals 1. Substitute. So x over 5 plus y over negative 1 is equal to 1. So we have multiply both sides by 5. And then we distribute it 5 times x over 5. So magiging 5 times y over negative 1. And then 5 times 1. So magiging x minus 5y is equal to 5. And the shortcut way, we have x over 5 plus y over negative 1 is equal to 1. So we have negative 1 times x, negative x, y times 5 plus 5y is equal to 1 times negative 1 times 5, so we have negative 5. But here, your x should be positive. So, multiply both sides by negative 1. So, magiging x, negative y, then is equal to 5. Okay? Let's have another one. A equals negative 7 and B equals 3. So, substitute. X equals negative 7, then y over 3. Then, multiply both sides by positive 21. So, 21 divided by times x over negative 7. So, it would become negative 3x. 21 times y divided by 3, it would become 7y. And 21 times 1 equals 21. Then, multiply both sides by negative 1 kasi yung 3 natin ay negative. So, magiging 3x minus 7y equals negative 21. Okay, let's have another one. A equals 4, 9, and B equals 2. So, x over a plus y over b equals 1. So, x over 4 over 9 plus y over 2 equals 1. Then, get the reciprocal. This 9, it would become 9x over 4. Ma'am, bakit? Kasi x divided by 4 over 9. Naalala nyo nung grade 4 nyo? So, get the reciprocal of this. Magiging x times 9 over 4. So, x times 9 is 9x over 4. Kaya siya 9x over 4 ito. Plus y over 2 equals 1. Then, multiply both sides by 4. So, magiging 9x over 4 plus y over 2 equals 1. So, magiging 9x plus 2y is equal to 4. Okay, so in life is a math equation. In order to gain the most, you have to know how to convert the negatives into positive. So in life, you must know how to remove the negative or how to convert that negative to positive. Just like in the exam class, if you get a low score, then how do you convert that negative to become a positive one? By reviewing. So if you have a low score in your math exam in the previous grading, therefore, to make it positive, today, you start reviewing to make the best of it. Okay? So if you are really hard up in mathematics, you just can ask from your teacher, from me. You can ask help from your mother. You can ask help from your tutor, and that is making that negative one into positives. So thank you very much, my dear students. Thank you for the whole year of being with you. Thank you for always doing your best. Whatever pandemic we have, you always inculcated in your mind that the pandemic is not a reason for you to do your best to achieve your dreams of becoming a good student. So once again, thank you and God bless and keep safe